Hey everyone. I've received a few messages on social media, so I thought I'd put up a placeholder episode just to explain what's going on. So tomorrow night I am flying to England, and so that's why there isn't a full episode this week. But we will be back next week with our retrospective episode on The Great Divorce. But what, David, I hear you ask, are we meant to do in the meantime? Well, I wanted to remind everyone to go to iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, wherever you listen to our podcast, and leave a review. Because as we mentioned in the last episode, if you do this, you'll automatically be entered into a competition to win Peter Craif's latest book about C.S. Lewis, Symbol or Substance. And speaking of listener interaction, we've actually had quite a lot of listener messages recently, so Matt and I might do a mailbag episode before the end of this season. So if you have comments or questions, please feel free to contact us through the usual means, through the Contact Me form on restlesspilgrim.net, or through the one on Pints with Jack, or send me a message on Twitter or Instagram at Pints with Jack. And actually, we had a message from Dave, a listener from Los Angeles, who wrote to us and told us about his C.S. Lewis reading group. So if there are any listeners out there who have C.S. Lewis reading groups, please write to us and tell us about them. And if you don't have a C.S. Lewis reading group in your area, start one. And if you write to us, I might be able to share with you some of the resources that I've used for our one here in San Diego. But if you've done all of that and still have time on your hands, I would encourage all the listeners to go and listen to the audio series on The Great Divorce by a lady that I've mentioned a couple of times on the show, Joy Clarkson. As part of her summer reading series last year, she went through The Great Divorce in about, I think it was 10, 11, 12 episodes, something like that. I'll include links in the show notes. And if you like C.S. Lewis, you'll also love G.K. Chesterton. And that's who she's doing in this current summer series. She's working through his very famous book, Orthodoxy. And that's also actually what we're going to be starting here in our San Diego reading group next month, August. We'll be starting it in August. So, anyway, I hope that clears everything up. I hope you've now got lots of stuff to do until next week, when you're going to hear the retrospective episode between myself and Matt, when we're going to be going further up and further in.